iPhone 13 has been released. It's been announced. Not a lot of huge changes in that market.
I'm gonna get one.
But
I got that. I already got it, but they sent it to me.
Yeah.
So I can demo it.
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna pre-order it.
Because you know how I can tell you're lying? They don't have that color.
Yeah, I already,
that color doesn't
have,
exist.
have it.
That color doesn't exist.
This is my point I'm trying to make. You figure the point I'm trying to make. Go ahead.
What's that? Well, they did make some changes. The iPhone 12, or I mean, excuse me, the iPhone 13 and 13 mini, they changed the camera design.
Yeah.
Right? They made it diagonal, which I actually like. I think that's a cooler design.
Not the Pro version.
Huh?
Not the Pro version.
Did I say the Pro?
Oh, okay.
Listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth.
Jumping on that one, Messiah.
The 13 and the 13 mini, they changed the camera design. And I actually like the way they did the cameras.
I actually like that. I actually like that also. They did that.
The diagonal.
But quick thing, what does it really make a difference if the lens is diagonal? Like, I'm not into photography like that, so I just want to know.
I don't think that's the part. I don't know.
It's more of
100%.
an aesthetic. It's an aesthetic thing.
Well, no, it's not that. I think they added a part for they added that little piece for dark vision, right? For night vision type.
Yeah, I think it's that. They also added the sensor. The sensor, like it moves, it shakes, so your video won't shake in your hand. So it has like a stabilizer into the sensor. That's why they had to do it diagonal, because if you have both cameras on both lenses on one area, too much space, you can't increase the lens size to increase the aperture and to get better night pictures. So they had to put it diagonal, which makes sense.
Yeah. So the one thing you always got to remember too, right? And let's put a disclaimer out there when we're talking about this stuff. Okay. Number one, there's never going to be a huge jump from one generation to the next.
No.
Meaning what I mean by that is from the 10 to the 11, there was not a huge jump. From the 11 to the 12, there was, right? They completely restructured the body frame and things of that nature and made it 5G. So from the 12 to the 13, there's not going to be a huge jump. The 14, there may be a bigger one. We'll see. But, that's just the way they always do it, right? But what are some of the takeaways you guys got from the iPhone 13?
Okay, we're talking about just the regular iPhone 13 and the mini, right?
13 Pro, whatever you want to talk about now.
You want to talk about the Pro? I bring up the Pro?
We can talk about it. I was just talking about the big thing that was different on the 13 and the 13 mini was the design of the camera. And I know they're not using a different camera design. Both phones, though, also, they gave you a bigger screen by shortening. They gave the aperture of the front camera. Like they made it smaller.
And the face reading thing. Yes. Yeah. So they give you. On top of that, they also added on the Pro. They added the refresh, the hertz, the panel. They increased, they bettered the panel, which is called Pro. What was the word?
Yeah, well, because the 13 actually has the liquid retina or whatever it is right now. They improved that phone, so they had to improve the screen on the 13 Pro to be even better than the other one.
So here's the thing that most people are going to say, oh, but the Samsung already has 120 hertz. Yeah, we know. And the battery life sucks on it. Now, and you know what they did to improve it? They gave you the option to go from 120 to 60. That would improve your battery life. Yeah. So I always tell people, Apple probably could have done that, but they waited to now to say, hey, we did 120 hertz, but guess what? What was the word we're looking for, Nate, that you said? Pro what? Promotion?
Promotion, yeah.
Yeah, so it's called ProMotion, which automatically adapts to how you're interacting with the phone and the content you're watching. To guess what? To better your battery life. Yep. So I told you, Apple waits. Apple don't just do things just to do it, just to put it out there and say we're the first to do it. Apple waits and says, okay, we did it. We weren't the first, but we did it better.
Yeah. I mean, let's be honest, though. When it comes down to it, and because we are starting to run a little short on time here, when it comes down to it, I don't think we really need to talk about the phone itself, right? I think what we need to talk about is the software, the iOS. Yes. There's been a lot of changes coming up with that, and I think that's the most interesting part of it. I want to jump in and talk because I don't want you guys to touch on my topics. But a couple things that I saw that were amazing, and I saw this in live. So I had somebody come in today that I know who has the beta version of the new iOS on the phone. And the coolest thing to me is when you take a photo, you can hit a button under the photo after you capture it, and it has intelligence capabilities now to tell you what it is that you took a photo of. Meaning, if I take a photo of a plant, it will literally pull up information about the plant and take you to Wikipedia underneath and be able to show you literally information about the plant. Same thing with animals. You take a photo of an animal and it can literally tell you what type of animal this shit is. It's fucking mind blowing. So you
just in case your dumbass don't know what a lion is, I just tell you, get the fuck away from him.
No, but listen, when you're out there, listen, for somebody like Nate who actually goes outside of their little hole that they live in, like you, right? When he's out there and he's walking around and he's doing things and he's like, wait a minute, is that poison ivy? Fuck, man, I don't know. Guess what? You take a picture, boom. Now you know if it's poison ivy. When you're
is there poison ivy in Florida?
Of course.
That's a north thing, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. No, I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure poison ivy is everywhere.
Anyway, but go ahead.
But no, I thought that was pretty cool. I
thought it was interesting.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool.
That's cool. I didn't know that.
And then the biggest thing, this is where we talked about going back to the content creator, right? The biggest things they talked about with the phone had nothing to do with the everyday phone user. It had to do with the cinematic, thing.
Which I love. I'm like, man, I might just get that just for that.
So
I saw that.
Where you're able to literally record video, right? And I'm looking and I'm sitting there looking at the camera. There's somebody behind me and that person's out of focus. And then when I turn to look at them, I become out of
automatically.
focus. And they become in focus. There's even the ability, they actually added a editing software to the phone that you can actually manually change it on your own during the editing software. Damn. So I forget what the editing software is called, and Messiah probably knows it, but it was a software that people had to like wait and upload it later and do their editing. You can literally do all of that right there from the phone.
Yeah,
it's fucking
you can do it right there. You can change the bokeh effect on it, like how deep the depth of field is, how deep you want it on it. So that's with the 12 Pro, they actually did something similar to it, but with this one they refined it on the video. And
so my boy Gene, real quick, my boy Gene, I don't quite understand his comments, right? He first says iPhone is amazing, software is the best, but then he's like starts talking shit, right? He's like, oh, Samsung has done that. Samsung has that through Bixby and it can translate too. Like, I don't understand. Do you like Apple? Do you not like Apple? Like, what are you doing here?
No, he I think he's throwing the debate out there. Right?
Oh, okay.
I think what he's trying to do is like most people would say, yeah, but Samsung did that. Oh yeah, we know.
It's not about what they did. It's about what they did better, right? And so the one thing I do like also is the translate live. Right? Where there's an app now that you can literally sit there and have a live conversation and it translates everything immediately, you know, and it's just, I thought that was pretty cool too.
Yeah. Google Translate does that. It can translate the conversation live. I'm just trying to see if Apple Apple one does it better. That's what I'm trying to see right now.
Listen, let's put the disclaimer out there for everybody to understand. Apple will never be the first at anything ever again. That's not what they're made for. Okay. Apple was the first. And that's it. Apple gave you the phone, right? They were the first one to do it. And then they said, you know what? We don't need to be the first anymore. We just need to do it better than everybody else. And goddamn it, if they don't. Okay. Because Apple does it better than all you motherfuckers out there.
Yeah. So, so I see with the new Pro camera, I just thought it was pretty interesting what they did with it. That new video content that you could do now and the way you could record now, to me, I was
Monster,
like,
come on, man, put some respect on the name,
man. I was like, man, what they doing with this, that autofocus, what it does automatically, it's just think about this.
They did it. They already
They're
did it
doing
last
something
year,
the cameras don't. They're not.
They had that last year.
Things,
you know,
they had it with pictures, not with video.
Oh no, they had it. It was on the iPhone 12 Pro Max only. That's the difference. They only had
the Pro Max. What it had where you can touch and you can change the focus. It didn't do it by itself.
No, yes, it was the only phone because of the size of the casing that was able to have a built-in stabilizer. Go back and watch.
The stabilizer's there, yes. No,
but that was the only version that did that. Like you said, now they're doing that with the other models where they didn't before.
Yeah. So I like the fact that, but think about the engineering and the algorithm behind it, where it actually knows if you do this, if you turn, that you're looking somewhere else. It's out of focus in that way. Think about that. They're changing that part of it, which you're gonna see it. Cameras are gonna probably end up doing it because I'm like, wait a minute, that's a great idea. How come we didn't think about that? So I mean, I just think the pro is for the prosumers.
I can only imagine the coding behind that software.
Yeah.
Well,
that has to be insane.
The other reason they're starting to cater towards the people who are out there being content creators is because they also added a new storage size, which they've never done before.
1 terabyte. That's another thing I said. I was like, wow, 1 terabyte, bro.
They added a terabyte because they know they're not. Apple has never been
4K at 60
products,
frames a second.
Yeah, Apple products are always been for the content creator, right? Like if you go to businesses, they don't use Apple computers, but you go into like studios that people are doing photos and videos, they're all using Apple shit, right?
You go to video like Valencia, video editing area or production section of the school. If you go to Full Sails, all that is iMacs.
Yeah,
and MacBooks.
Yeah, and so what they did is they said, let's make these easier for everybody to use because they realize we're in a content creating era, right? Everybody's trying to be like us and get on YouTube and be famous and be good looking, just like we three are, right? Everybody's trying to do videos and stuff.
They're trying.
They're trying. But now if I go get the new iPhone, I can make little shorts.
But we're doing it better.
Yeah, right. If I go get the new iPhone, I'm gonna make little videos and shit. I'm gonna make homemade movies of my dogs and things like that. And I'm gonna start putting them on during the show, and I'll be like, "All brought to you by Apple. Sponsor me, bitches."
I think this new era of content creation, I don't think it's just going to be on the phone. I wouldn't be surprised if they start getting to the everyday gadgets like the Apple Watch and everything. I wouldn't be surprised at that point.
Well, they already do because you already have the control of the phone on the watch. Once again, it's an accessory. It's not a device.
No.
Could you imagine, right? Could you imagine you're content creating, you're on a tablet or something, or you're on your phone, and you can see the chat on your watch, and you can scroll through it and all that as you're creating content, right?
Well, you can already see the video on your watch.
Yeah, you can see. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it's the imagination is there. But wouldn't it be a cool trip to go to Cupertino?
Go where?
To Cupertino.
What's that?
That's in San Francisco where the headquarters are at.
Okay, I don't give.
I mean, San Francisco. That's in California where the headquarters is at.
Listen,
did you see that? You see when they come into the building, the circle building that they go to? That's where, bro. I can't wait.
Listen,
I want to go there.
Honestly, the coolest place that they did this shit from was the iPhone 13. I don't know where that was, off the coast on that big fucking.
It's in California. You're talking about the place where like they're performing with the red tables and all that.
Yes, that
beautiful,
shit was dope.
Right?
Yeah, that shit was dope.
That was a beautiful area.